Hey guys, good morning. We're here with part 9 of our fifth character that is dead. We're playing Fallout New Vegas for a few hours, and then around 1 p.m. There'll be a new Total War Warhammer 2 campaign. Yeah, there's this one. Getting closer and closer to that level 50. Differential pressure controller. I kinda wanna get rid of Veronica, but I wanna go check the Moon Fort with her first. Leather belt. Should be close here. This is the which one is this again? The North Gate.
The only rule in Freeside is
Hey, Mr. Warmer, good morning.
You want to travel through Freeside with ease, you hire a king. We're everywhere, and no one messes with us. Your safety is practically guaranteed for just 100 caps.
Man, I kind of want to get one of these to see if anything special happens if you have a king next to you. Why would I need a bodyguard here?
Freeside's a little dangerous for people traveling alone or in small groups. You go without a guard, you're rolling the dice. You know? You must be new. Your tune will change, trust me.
What a delish food we have here. We didn't have breakfast yet.
Need some grub? I got you covered. Cheap and filling.
What are you serving?
Typically, I find it goes down better if I leave people guessing. So what do you say? Want some?
Not until you tell me where you get food from.
I have my little helpers out and about, always looking for fresh things to add to the stew pot. You may have seen them around somewhere yourself. Now deny your hunger no longer.
It's those kids that run around trying to catch rats.
You won't regret it, at least until an hour or so from now.
800 cups on this guy. Holy shit, this food business is going good for him. Definitely looking good, this business for him. Oh brother, here we go again.
Hey, you're the one who's been...
2 steam packs, 2 times in a row. Go chat with somebody while I'm drinking my coffee.
Hello.
If she wants to talk.
You know, I've been thinking. The real problem with the Brotherhood is that we isolate ourselves. Our training is top-notch, our technology gives us an advantage, but when it all comes down to it, we're losing because we shun the outside world. We always make enemies, never allies. We refuse to recruit outsiders or see the value in their simpler technologies.
Brotherhood has to isolate itself, that its knowledge is dangerous.
Sure, but how long before the NCR or Caesar's Legion track us down and take it by force anyway? But if we recruited knights from outside the group, maybe we could actually defend it. I know the odds aren't good, but I gotta try. I can't lose them.
A question I want to ask you.
He was dead when I got there.
Okay, now we can talk about other stuff. Can you tell me anything about this platinum chip?
Yeah, it's not for poker. I've never seen anything quite like it, but I can tell you it looks like it was fabricated before the war, and not at a mint. Some kind of tech. I'm gonna say mid-2200s. Hold on to it. Might be your lucky chip. This better not be about the meaning of life.
Tell me about the Brotherhood of Steel.
It pays like ass, but it's hard to get other work with my skill set. What do you want to know?
What's the purpose?
Good question. These days, it's hard to say. Once upon a time, it was about technology, controlling it so it couldn't destroy us again. Energy weapons and power armor are usually tops on our list, although I appreciate anything that's vintage. But that all seems so limited now.
Hey, Darnflux.
We haven't grown or adapted, and now we're stuck in a hole, not carrying out our mission.
How did you get to be a member?
More sexual favors than I can even count. I am still tired from it. No, actually, you're born into it. My parents, their parents, so on. When you're young, you can choose to leave, but it's home, so most people don't. We don't take on new members, really. You can do the math on our long-term prospects based on that point. I keep hoping we'll change that.
What do you do for them?
I'm a procurement specialist. Like I said, it's basically grocery shopping, except sometimes the groceries are scavenged parts and arcane technology. The elder who brought us to the Mojave, Father Elijah, usually had me looking for these old memory units, but he'd never tell me what they were for. Nowadays, I'm usually sent to do business with traders at places like the 188, but sometimes I think it's just to keep me out of everyone's hair.
You like being a member?
I know sometimes I sound like I don't. I know. But there's something that still rings true to me about our code. There's an honor to it. We're protecting people. Even if it's from themselves, it's a good cause. We just lose sight of the big picture sometimes. Treat all our practices with the same sacredness.
Hey, boy. Good morning. Sometimes some of these lines, it's like she's talking with, she has like the braces in her mouth or something. What's the codex?
Ah, the Codex. If it's in there, we have to abide it. If it's not important. It documents our history, too. Part of what scribes like me do is update it. I wonder... Nah, they'd probably catch it if I rewrote the Founder's axioms.
Does the Brotherhood protect people from raiders or other threats?
No. We only protect people from themselves, and only in the sense that we don't let them have the really good pre-war toys. And
Oh, good.
sometimes it's more like we protect ourselves from them and hope to outlive them and become humanity's sole heirs. We've had people go rogue, though, and start helping people. One chapter had a small civil war over it. We take our isolationism seriously.
She mentions the Fallout 3 chapter with the outcasts. There were two groups of the Brotherhood there. Who's Father Elijah?
He was our elder when we came east. A wizard with technology, really. His mind just worked that way, naturally. I learned a lot from him. But he started having disagreements with the other elders. The Brotherhood's interest is in old technology. He wanted to explore developing new tech. And there were other ways he wanted to push, other weapons, ones with ethics questions attached. Rather than deal with him, they sent him east. Darn it! I had some spectacular answers coming too. Well, when two people really love each other, you really don't know this stuff yet?
Hey Rick, good morning. Ever heard of a guy called Benny?
Sure. He's one of the hotel managers on the Strip. He comes up in the news now and then. Him and the other chairman run the Tops. It's one of the nicer hotels. Or so I hear. Elder McNamara wouldn't shell out for a passport for me, so I've actually never been to the Strip. Why do people get so cheap when they get old?
She wants to go to the Strip, huh? Is this a mod character? No, this is Veronica. Just wears combat armor. No mods. No mods. Hey Binocular, good morning. I have a question I want to ask you.
Ooh, do I get a prize if I answer right?
Maybe. Know anything about New Vegas?
Yep, it's your typical city layout. Rich people in a gated community surrounded by extreme poverty. House gave the area around the Strip to the locals, but he has no interest in it, so he ignores it entirely. It just needs new management. I'd love to see the Brotherhood do it, but since the Codex doesn't say clean up Freeside, no one listens to me. Bunch of sticklers. I was told we wouldn't be tested on this.
There's a lot of silly lines. What do you think of the NCR?
I'm worried they'll be the death of the Brotherhood. They take what they want. We defend our interests to the death. But there's a handful of us and tens or hundreds of thousands of them. So it's not going to end well. Last time we clashed, we lost a lot of people. Retreated to our bunker. Now we're afraid to even move around during the day. A lifetime supply of Fancy Lad snack cakes, revenge against my enemies, and world peace. In that order.
Any thoughts about Sis's Legion?
Silliest dressed band of raping, slaving marauders you'll see east of California. I'll say that. Where's that touch of old world class? Although, I hear the soldiers mount each other as much as they mount their women, so maybe they did keep a little something from the Empire. No such privilege for the women, though. Figures. So, to answer your question, they're a bunch of hypocritical jerkwads. It's a word. I was young and I needed the money.
What the hell are these silly lines, man? They always get me.
Let's.
I was young and I needed the money. Oh, it's a good excuse for whatever she did.
You're always welcome among the followers, friend.
Great to see you again. Here is
2579 now. Sell somebody's stuff. Don't care that much about a pulse grenades.
We're free now.
Tell the king we thank him for looking out for us.
You're always welcome among the followers, friend.
I didn't know the Brotherhood had anything.
He knows that she's from the Brotherhood.
Hello.
See what she says if when we get in the strip.
We've got stuff we're not even allowed to sell. We've got stuff we're not even...
There's a lot of stuff here. Some stuff I skip for later. Rushing water and installation. Rushing water is for melee characters, really. Slasher doesn't have a good duration, so it's not really that needed in my... No, I only have some.
I don't trust those creeps at the Ultra.
Some crazy days on the Strip. Still, it's good for business.
Use hide weapons.
Things guards can't... Some crazy days on...
Inflicts fatigue damage. Caliprod. This is heavy. You can do that Brotherhood armor. I guess I can just store it. guy's still here.
I hope some of the thugs around here follow your shining example.
Only using this as a base, really. Oh, nice, it's frozen. It looks like the interface is glitched. There's actually a terminal here you can buy and sell stuff to. They have caps. The interface seems to be out of position. Hey, firing owl. Yoo-hoo. That's not the one I want to sell. I'm here. Guess I can use the arrow keys. Oh, that's exactly enough. There's a little bit of pain using this interface, but it's fine. We'll be followers on the Gash with special on. I don't think I found the last one. Crooked Moon World Domination. Jesus. Look at this guy, man. You wanna hear something funny, Rick? So the other day I joined a group for the Lower Blackrock Spire. You know, I'm like gonna do some quests there, like so many quests there. And after waiting 20 minutes to get the last member, we are just ready to go. And the mage in the group, the other mage, I'm one of the mages, says that this item is reserved. Elich has left the party. Come on, man. What is up with this mentality? They don't. I understand if they want to reserve the items when they creating a group, but he creates a group of people and then he says the item is reserved. That is sleazy. Just destroys any desire for me to actually play and enjoy the game.
Whole future of New Vegas seems like it's up in the air. Guess I should wait things out before buying a condo in the Ultralux, huh? It's a free wasteland. You're making me carry the heavy stuff, aren't you?
What? I do. We'll meet up at the Lucky 38.
Nice! Can I order room service?
Go crazy. All reality wake-up call people are scum, I guess. Where did they put those other lockers? Put locker here? Okay. Thing is too heavy to carry around. I think if you close them after some time, they actually have new magazines.
The fiends are running for their lives. That'll show everyone what we do to our enemies. Welcome back, friend. How can I help you? Of course. I've got a special discount for special people like you.
Hear that, boys? We're special. As well sell this stuff here. It's too heavy. Meant too much for her. Just want to check something here. Almost failed. Moon comes over the tower. Was that quest really called like that? Was that a... Talent pool, yeah, we completed that one. See if I can get the coin for every single one of those wool suits. There's a lot of wool suits.
Well, well, if it isn't the Vault Explorer himself. Take a look at this.
There's 600 caps. There's some frag mines. Be good or he'll shoot you dead.
Another satisfied customer. You too? Oh. Oh, that makes me so happy. You are too much.
Extreme fame for that, huh? 19 multi jumpsuits. But the other ones don't work. Utility ones don't count. Wow. Hold on. Let's talk with her again.
Hello.
What's the difference between a regular and a utility? I think it's the same, right? It's the same shit, man.
Hey, stranger. Where you been, huh? I missed you.
Yeah, pass by my room and we'll catch up.
You're kicking me into gear, huh? Well, I think I'll drive my chassis over to your pad. Wait for me down there and don't forget the oil. Give me a few to close the shop. I'll meet you at the room.
What the hell is that? I didn't even get the room.
Give me a few to close the shop. I'll meet you at the room.
What room, boys? We have to find a room fast. I didn't even get the room. That is so glitched. I didn't even get the room. Which one is your room if when you get it here? Does he actually seduce you? Oh. You're gonna have sex with her, huh? You don't have sex in this game, you just basically sleep with each other. Literally, nothing happens. Come on, game, don't glitch. It's awfully long dark screen. You're now well rested. Everyone is so easy to miss.
That was something else. I look forward to the next ride. Once I recover, you monster.
I just slept and I have a minor sleep deprivation. I guess we're not really sleeping. So she's one of the characters you can sex in this game. But you don't really see anything. I think you seduce her with speech. Girl from that source actually moans. What source? What you do when you have sleep deprivation? You drink an energy drink. Don't go to sleep. Trust me, guys, I know what I'm doing.
I've heard that elite units are on the way to support our armies here.
The Torn? Uh-huh. I've done only Torn like once or twice. Yeah. Did you miss the Total War Power stream? No. Total War is 1 PM. New campaign. It's in 4 hours or so. Very hard, huh? What's she hiding in this terminal? This one is actually gonna be tough. Now we reset it, let's clear some of the dots. For the dots, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 words. Ships, Zation, Bing, Sation, Infiltration, Recuperating, Apprehensive, Accompanying, Conspirators. There's a 1 in 10 chance to get in the first try. What are the chances of that? Disappearing, so it's not an ing word. Inner carry, eventually, yeah. Partnerships. Partnerships. It looks like it's only I at the end. Organization. Organization, only I at the end. We're looking for letters that are shared between disappearing. It's not transcribing because it's ink and it's only 2 out of 12. Conversation. Station. I at the end. Conver. I and a A. It could be conversation. Her mail. Messages. New message from Sheldon Winthrop. Hello sis, how are you holding up? I miss you so much, Sarah. This place makes me want to run back to our home. Every single day I just had to write you so that I could feel a bit warmer. The warehouse cold air weighs on me as heavily as the concrete that Mr. House dumped in our vault. Damned be his soul. Yeah, I imagine that you did not expect that outburst from your cool bro, but I'm reaching the end of the corridor here. Emptiness is my muse, doubt is my only mistress. Everything that once inspired my art slowly drifts back into nothingness, into an unfathomable void where neither I find light nor its radiance searches for the spring of my soul. Bach, don't I sound pathetic? I do not wish to worry you, little sis. I just wish that I could be there with you right now. Perhaps once I find my strength again, once I finish the latest suggestion from Mr. House, I'll venture into the sleep and visit you. My thoughts are with you, hot-headed roaster. This is how you do it, boys. You have the sex with a girl, and then you read her private mail. Our influential friends. Dear Miss Weintraub, this is Charlene Town writing to say thank you for the great experience we had at your hotel. I can't wait to tell to my inner circle. As you recall, my husband Biff is a very respected and influential man in our wealthy community. Miss Schott, Ingrid Danger, and Lady Bufton will... Miss Schott, Ingrid Danger, and Lady Bufton will soon come for tea to our estate, and I will direct them to your way. They will allow the quaint and rustic feel of your cramped underground hole. Just chic. Even Biff still talks about his new favorite ranging garb. The leather from my Vault 21 suit contains the scent of unwashed ages, he says to all our visitors, but he won't let them try it on for 1 minute, dear. With most sincerity, Miss Stan. What's shaking, my cool bro? You will be happy to know that our vault is packed and coasting along. Even with those legionaries' bad news, we still got plenty of NCR squatters down here. They're all chirpy and don't appear to mind that Caesar is cruising for a bruising all over the place. Maybe the NCR is stronger than we thought, huh? Don't know. You think we can trust them over Mr. House? I still feel all clutched over what he did to our home. I mean, it's good that we got to keep part of our vault, but I can't shake the thought that one of these days he'll just push me out into the open. Once he does not need us anymore, I'll tell you, we should have never accepted his challenge. That shucks that cheated us, I'm sure. But they lost a game to Mr. House, that's why they had to go out. Anyway, we've heard all that before, and I just wanted to bring you a smile. Cheer up, Buttercup. I miss you, Sarah. Yoo-hoo. I wanted to check if we have to talk to her again regarding the second set of suits.
Hey, strange.
I'd like to our room, please.
For the strip VIPs like you, I've got just the right room at half the price. Okay, you know where to go. See you soon. Hey, strange.
So you can go this again every time. Buff out there. Some 12.7mm rounds.
Another satisfied customer.
So the just the regular suits work. The other ones don't work.
Step up.
Let's see what's going on here. Military police.
Welcome to the NCR Embassy. How can I help you?
Tell me about yourself.
I don't have time to give my life story to everyone that passes through. Is there something I can actually help you with?
You can tell me about the embassy.
The embassy offices are to your left, while the barracks and living quarters are to the right. If you're looking for a history lesson, I suggest you talk to Ambassador Crocker. Ambassador Crocker can be found in his office through the door to my right and at the end of the hall. Sir?
Why don't you pick a side?
Go away, Popo. What is this? Finally put Ambassador Philip Granger. With my term here coming to a close, I'm taking a moment to reflect on my accomplishment here. Sadly, they are a few and far between. The politics between families and Mr. House have made it incredibly difficult to deal with any of them. The Meadows are a group of sleazy lowlifes pretending to be something they aren't. The white glove side gives me the creeps. There's something strange going on with them, and I'm not sure I want to know what it is. Shaman are thugs that dress themselves up in fancy suits pretending to be cool. I'm surprised that they've lasted this long without killing each other. All it's probably due to Mr. House and his security turns. We have our work cut out for us here. I wish my term here was more fruitful than it was, but I'm glad to be returning to the NCR. Flippin' angel. Let's see another report here from another ambassador. Ambassador Susanna Edith's final report. The past 2 years serving as the NCR ambassador to the Strip have been trying at best and downright hard at worst. Living here in New Vegas has been horrible. The accommodations here are barely serviceable, which is a deliberate and malicious act by Mr. House to hinder the NCR's effort here in the New Vegas. On top of that, we have constantly surrounded by drunken idiots who gamble away their money. My work here has been fruitless. I've been unable to get anywhere with Mr. House or actually meet Mr. House since all I have dealt with are his securitors that only serve to frustrate me further. Still, after all this time, we have been unable to find a common understanding between Mr. House and the NCR goals for the area. I look forward to returning home to the NCR and I wish my successor luck. You are going to need it. Susanna Edith. Again, didn't catch that. I had to sneeze.
You received my message. Good. I realize that it may seem a little strange that I'm contacting you, considering your reputation. But I have a business proposition I'd like to discuss with you.
He actually mentions my reputation, which is not here with the NCR.
I'm going to keep this as simple as possible so we don't waste each other's time. The NCR is in a bit of a tight spot with all that's going on with Mr. House and the Legion. And despite your reputation and previous actions with the NCR, we could use your help.
Get my attention gone.
To the northeast is a settlement. The locals here call them boomers. They are sitting on a munitions stockpile that would be invaluable to us. I would like you to get in contact with them, and then do whatever it takes to convince them to help us. Unfortunately, the boomers keep to themselves and are, let's say, hostile to all outsiders. That's why I need someone like you. Someone with your background and reputation would have a better chance of reaching them than anyone I have available. In exchange for your help, you would receive complete amnesty for any past crimes against the NCR, as well as additional benefits and perks. Do you think you would be able to do this for me?
So we have failed the main quest for the Legion because we went hostile. But we still have the main quest for the House, Wildcard, or the NCR.
Excellent. Come back after you've spoken to them. They should see the benefits of helping us in the long term.
Things that go boom. What's happening on the Strip?
It's the same old stuff around here. Gambling, debauchery, drunkenness. It's all here. I'm getting a little old for it, however. If you want more information, try talking to some of the other guys around here. I don't get out of the office much anymore.
Tell me about yourself, Ambassador.
Interested in politics, huh? Well, grab a seat and get comfortable. I've been in politics quite a while now. Always had the drive to do it even when I was young. It's just something I was drawn to. I started my career over 20 years ago, back in the NCR as the local mayor, and worked my way up from there. I managed President Kimball's first run for a seat on the council. I suppose that's why I have this ambassadorship. I was elected to this post 7 years ago. I'm the third NCR representative to serve here in Vegas. Now, I've had my share of ups and downs along the way, but I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. That's it. Anything else you wish to know?
Can you stop typing while you're speaking? It's distracting. I'd like to know more about NCR.
I can provide a quick history lesson, if that's what you're looking for. In 2274, President Kimball sent the NCR Army into the Mojavian Force with the objective of occupying and repairing Hoover Dam. Rangers and Army scouts had confirmed that the dam was basically unoccupied and could be restored to an operable condition. Upon arriving at the dam, however, they discovered that a large force of tribals and robots had occupied it. This was our introduction to the three families, the Securitrons and, of course, Mr. House. Using his Securitrons as intermediaries, Mr. House called for parley. He claimed his forces had occupied Hoover Dam in order to safeguard it for our arrival, and that he was ready to turn it over to us, so long as we could agree to terms. Those terms became the Treaty of New Vegas. The treaty recognized Mr. House's sovereignty over the Strip and granted us rights to establish military bases at the dam and McCarran Airport. The NCR is legally permitted to send 95% of the electricity produced by the dam to our home states. The remaining 5% goes to the Strip. The treaty actually makes it illegal for the NCR to prevent its citizens or troops on furlough from visiting the Strip. Once on the Strip, our citizens are subject to arrest or punishment by House's Securitrons, though that's a rare occurrence. Our troops enjoy a different status. It's illegal for the Securitrons to take action against them. Of course, it's also illegal for our troops to carry firearms on the Strip, so there isn't much trouble they can get into. Our military police does an adequate job of keeping the troops on furlough in line. I don't envy them that task. The embassy was established a few weeks after the treaty was signed. Basically, Mr. House handed us a dumpy little building he had no interest in renovating. I'm the third ambassador to hold this post, and the first, I think, to accept its limitations. My predecessors had ambitions of engineering the annexation of the Mojave. They thought they'd convince Mr. House to join up. I've never even spoken to the man, or whatever he is. Maybe the situation will change once we've beaten the Legion once and for all.
Hey, General Agitator, what happened to Classic? Just taking a break from it. I still do play it nearly every day, about an hour. I was just telling a story earlier that a few days ago I joined a group for Lower Break Expire, and after waiting to group to assemble, we finally ready. And then the other mage in the group says this item is reserved. Elix just left the party. So, you know, a lovely experience. Gone.
Now we mostly just keep track of the NCR citizens and troopers around and make sure they don't get in trouble, but that's Captain Papa's job. I keep myself busy with paperwork and reports that get sent back to the NCR. It's mostly busy work, but every once in a while we make progress.
Want to talk to you about the boomers.
Thanks for doing this. Remember, we need their resources to help us in the upcoming battle. Do whatever it takes. I always have time for a good game of Caravan. I hope you're up to the challenge.
Challenge? You have money? 1,000? I mean, I don't mind, you know, if people say they're reserving an item, you know, when they're creating a group. But when a group is already created and then the first thing the guy says, this item is reserved, that is a scumbag move. Just scumbag move. I see it all the time in the looking for group people that are reserving like the swords from the war chief of the orcs. What's his name? Dalrand. Rand. You know, but reserving some random item that you know Warlock and the mage group could also use. You know, it's not like, I don't know. Rand Blackhand, yeah, Rand Blackhand. You're gonna reserve items, just say it before you're gonna invite people to the group. First thing he says, this item reserved. It was the paints from the Omok that the boss in the Lord Breaker's Bar paints for the mages and the warlocks. But he invites a warlock and a mage into the group. He didn't even try to get a rogue or a hunter in the group. And then he says this item is reserved. That's just an idiot. Should have just gotten a rogue or a hunter into the group and not mage and a warlock. Actually, pretty good looking for the center now. Just go up. Let's sabotage this one here. Basically, you're building, you know, stacking caravans. They can be too light or too heavy, representing the number, and you're matching with your opponent. You can interact with his caravans with the special cards as well. I just, you know, yeah, people don't understand in vanilla. It can take a ridiculous amount of hours to just get any loot. I mean, I've done 10 Blackrock Depths runs, 10. I killed the Emperor 7 times, 6-7 times, and the chest dropped 3 times. I lost the roll every time. Even a shaman got a close chest before I got it. A healer shaman, taking damage and healing chests. Every time I kill a boss that is supposed to be dropping gear, you know, that I could use, it either didn't drop or I lost the roll. People don't understand that in vanilla, getting gear is hard, and even in the raids later, you might never really get gear. Not everybody gonna get gear, and people are extra greedier than ever. Everybody wants to go fast and wanna get the gear. And I understand that you can do things a million times and not get it. It's like, one example is people who want to try to farm that epic chest from the arena boss in the Blackrock Depths. They don't realize the boss have to spawn and then he has to drop the chest. And all the people have gotten this chest, so it's unlikely it's gonna drop anytime soon. You know, it's a server thing. There's a limited amount of this chest, you know, the server gonna give. And people can do this thing for months and months and months, and it can never drop. So you're basically farming a dungeon to get up a chance to spawn the boss, and then still the boss has to drop it, which is an epic on a blue item boss, which is unlikely. And you know, this is pretty much vanilla. Not everybody is gonna get the loot, and the people are greedier than ever, just trying to get the loot. That's why you know all this reserving shit is going on. In the raids, when people realize 40-man raids, only half the people are gonna get the loot, I feel like it's gonna be very disappointed. That's why the vanilla raiding kind of sucks compared to what would happen later in the Burning Crusade and after. 40-man raids were never a good thing, especially because of the drama that's gonna be happening because of the gear. Burning Crusade with and later with 25-man raids and 10-man raids as well did much better thing with this. Less frustration around. What's the card game about? Basically building up a caravan, and it has to have a certain value, and you have to get either 2 or 3 caravans ready depending how your opponent is doing. You can build the same color, or going up from you know, low number to high, or the high to low number. It's pretty simple, So I have one caravan ready, the middle one, and the opponent has the one on the boneyard. I'm trying to get more, or if the opponent is getting to ready his other caravan, you have to just sabotage it with either a king or a jack. King doubles the value of the card, and the jack removes value. You can look at the cards as the cargo, building up a caravan, and the caravan has to have a value between 22 and 26. It can be too light, can be too high, and when they're ready to go, if your opponent cannot match it, you win. It's not RNG here, pretty much. It's basically just you know, strategy. His game is live.
It's good to see such an outstanding...
Caravan is a good way to make cups. If you make a consistent deck, it's almost impossible to lose. As long as you understand, you know, strategy, of course. It will drop some karma. This is a good way to drop karma.
I hear you've been meeting with Mr. House in the Lucky 38. I bet you think you're pretty special, don't you? Special or not, stay out of trouble, and more importantly, stay out of my way.
I'd like to know more about you.
Not much to tell. Keeping the troopers in line and monitoring the strip keeps me busy. It's my job, and I'm gonna do it well. Now, if that's all, I've got work to do.
What can you tell me about the ambassador?
Crocker isn't too bad. He mostly stays in his office now. If you have any questions about the embassy, you should ask him. He'll talk your ear off.
What is happening on the strip?
Yeah, more of the usual. We're keeping an eye on the troopers to make sure they don't do anything stupid. Yeah, the only stupid one we've had lately is Private Irwin. He's starting to cause more trouble than he's worth. Bye.
Did I drop karma for all stealing all this shit? I did, good. Still Messiah though. I need to drop it to neutral.
Nelson's back in our hands. I hope we can defend it this time.
Blader 9. Private Humphreys. Humphreys. This has been the best 3-day pass yet. I learned my lesson early and ditched the casinos for the girls at Gomorrah. Now that is money well spent. You can't get that kind of service at Camp Golf. Going to sleep now while it's daylight and head back to the Gomorrah tonight for one last hurrah. Private Watkins.
We won't go quietly. The Legion can count on that.
It's a good place to drop some karma. I need to drop karma for the level 50 perk. Messiah.
Evening.
So you're the one that went into the Lucky 38. I bet that was pretty creepy.
What can I do for you?
The items are marked, which are the ones with the stealing, pretty sure. Tell me about yourself.
What have you heard? I know people think I'm a little on the wild side, but I'm just trying to have fun, you know? Just because I happen to get into fights and like to pull pranks doesn't mean anything.
You shouldn't join the military then, son. But want to play a kind of caravan?
Bring it on, buddy.
Much it has, 851, not even worth my time.
I thought those Securitrons were creepy enough already. Now they have soldier faces on them. That's even creepier.
What can you tell me about Captain Pappas?
Now, she may be a bit of a hard ass, but she's the best damn captain we've had here. I'd be careful around her. You don't want to get on our bad side.
What's happening on the strip?
Us troopers mostly come to the strip for our R&R. We blow off some steam by gambling, drinking, partying, or fighting. If you're looking for a good time, I'd suggest hitting up Gamora. The girls there are pretty nice, if you know what I mean.
What do you know about the ambassador?
He's a little stiff and stuffy. Doesn't leave the office that much, always surrounds himself with papers and reports. I've always wanted to play a prank on him, but there's no way I could ever pull that off without getting in trouble from Captain Pappas.
Prank, you say?
Yeah, I got a few ideas that I'm working on. Maybe I'll let you in on it once I have something. Sir?
Nobody's reading these books anytime soon.
Without leadership, fiends are as good as dead.
Private Irvin, if I hear of you pulling another prank on one of my troopers that causes them to return to duty without their clothing fully intact, I'll personally make sure you get transferred to Camp Forlorn Hope. Don't come back. I'll be watching you. Lieutenant Asheville. Guess this other section is for girls.
Hello.
They're going to sleep, huh? Still good, huh? Okay.
Evening.
There's some buses that are going there. 8:21 p.m. The safe. See what it says on the terminal. Informant report. That is information from our inside source reports that the murders are unhappy with House. We'll be able to use this as leverage against him. Freeside report. Reports coming from Freeside telling a rise in violence against NCR citizens. We're going to need to look into this. All sources indicate that Pacer is involved, of course. Farm report. Our farms on the east side of New Vegas are producing a good amount of crops. With additional water allocated from Hoover Dam, we can increase the number of farms over the next few years by a substantial amount. It means more residents inclined to vote for annexation. Finn report, the Finn have been more active outside New Vegas. The NCR troop station at Camp McCarran are handling this for now, but the situation needs to be monitored. I'm not gonna leave him a bottle of whiskey here. Oh, neutral, true mortal. That's what I'm talking about. So, true mortal is the neutral for level, for max level.
My buddies at Camp McCarran are breathing easy now.
Good night. Trip security note. I've noticed an increase in the amount of smuggling of restricted items in the strip. I'm increasing security at checkpoints to prevent more of this. A report has been sent to Buster Crocker via Liza to address this. MP chief reports. Reports from the MPs. The drunk troopers were causing a ruckus on the strip. MPs got involved and were able to resolve the situation before security showed up. MPs received a complaint of suspicious activity near the Lucky 38. The complainant reported seeing a man hugging several trees. An intoxicated man was sleeping in the lobby of the Tops. A woman reported a drunk man vomiting in the fountain in front of the Ultralux. MPs were unable to find the man once arriving at the scene. MPs responded to a report of a young woman behind Las Vegas station who locked herself in handcuffs. MPs broke up a fight between twin brothers near the Gomorrah. The brothers said they were fighting over one of the dancers at the Gomorrah. Group of behavior report. Pride Irvin has been causing trouble again. His pranks are starting to go a little too far. One more complaint, I'll put him behind bars. Just a convenient way to drop a lot of karma. Because I need a unusual karma for level 50.
The Ranger veterans have been running ops in Baja. There'll be a different army with them here.
Help you?
Private Jackson, this is the last time I take your advice. I went to the bar at Gomorrah, like you said. I got pissed drunk, kicked out after getting too friendly with dancers, fell into the gutter and puked all over myself before being picked up by some MPs. Next thing I know, I'm waking up in a drug tank 2 days later. Thanks for wasting my past, jerk. Private Daniels. He's not even stealing gun. Oh, hello. Police batons. Why do you have a bunch of missiles here?
Without leadership, the fiends are as good as dead.
Yeah, this is none here. So one more building here, Michelangelo shop. There's actually a quest here. With 2 different people here. It's kind of big for only 2 people. This area.
Hello.
Hi. What can I do for you?
What is this place?
You saw our front sign, didn't you? This is where all the beautiful signs of the Strip become a reality. It all comes from Michelangelo's imagination. We do a little work here and there too, sure, but he's the real artist.
Who's Michelangelo?
He's the reason the Strip shines like a star at night. Mike's imagined and built every sign, billboard, and light you'll see around here. He's the... Check out the back of the shop. He's usually working there. I've been here over a year now, though I'm not one to get tired for long. I plan to roam the wasteland once I'm ready. The people need light and kindness. There's too much fear and pain out there already. Bye.
Oh, what do you want? Well, not much, really. Vault 21 was my home. My dear home. I left it to explore the outside world. At first it was a marvel to behold. My inspiration flowed true, and its works caught Mr. House's attention. That's how I ended up in this place.
To explore the world. He didn't even travel 200 yards from his home. Hey, Oz. Yoo-hoo.
I feel haunted by something terrible. Working in such a huge workshop often makes me shiver. I can't even leave the strip. Yes, I think so. But please, keep quiet about it. Without inspiration, I'm as good as a tumbleweed drifting in the barren wasteland.
I forgot that counter. Well, it's not like we died any time, any amount. One second, guys. Okay. Exhibit clear symptoms of acute agoraphobia. I can help.
Ah, an educated fellow. Now that is almost as rare as artistry. So, how can you help me regain my inspiration?
I could escort you into the wasteland, it's not so bad.
Thank you for the offer, but I think I really can't go to see... Wait a minute.
Starts a quest.
I know, I don't have to necessarily be there to see it.
What do you mean?
Yes, that's it. I have a camera. It is old, but it should work. Perhaps you could bring me images of inspiring landmarks.
Mickey, photography is a risky business. This is going to cost you a lot.
There's an opportunity for profit anywhere, huh? Even if it means preying on the helpless. Okay, you shuckster. 150 caps each if they're good. I've always wanted to see the dinosaur and its thermometer sign at Novak. Then there's the famous Bison Steve sign. The McCarran Airfield and the Helios 1 power station signs are of much interest to my work. Like the Sunset Sarsaparilla headquarters bottle.
Let's see, well, how the world will rough you up right now. Mickey, you lose. Okay, you got a deal. I'll return with the pictures.
Thank you. I really can't thank you enough for this. Please, get me all the pictures. I'll compensate you accordingly. Oh, and if you need more camera film, then just come back and I'll get it for you. Again, thank you.
It's a little bit bizarre quest, right? Classic inspiration. Oh man, this guy has a fancy, fancy bathroom. That's an oversized bathtub.
Aha! The brave...
What's another quest here called Classic Inspiration? I think I'm gonna go to Vault 11 before doing anything else. So, man, do one thing and then you keep sidetracking for hours. There's so much stuff to do in this game. You know, I've seen people over the years play in Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, Skyrim, and they just play the game just for the main quest. And they fail to realize the main quest is just, you know, just a small part of the game. And you know, considering Bethesda games, usually the worst part of the game. I have great ideas for the next character, Yoz. Some serious restrictions to make it challenging, but I'm not sure when I'm gonna put a command for character 6. Okay, I have a lot of stuff to do, really. Well, I wanted to actually go talk to the Yes Man while I was still there. I totally forgot about that. This one is pretty much like a full playthrough. You know, going through everything, really. Started a bit rushy because we were waiting for WoW Classic, but turned out to be one of the best characters. I'm definitely planning to keep playing Fallout New Vegas pretty much every year. It's not like we're gonna get another great open world game anytime soon. I still plan to go back to my Fallout 3 playthrough, which we pretty much left. Had some issues, but I managed to fix them. I'm actually excited about the next Bethesda game, just to see how much, you know, they screw up. If it's gonna be an RPG game or just some kind of Call of Duty action game.
Don't you just love that platinum chip? Buzzes with power and possibilities, doesn't it? If I were you, I'd almost want to deliver the chip to Mr. House, just to learn all its tricks. That is, unless you want to bring the NCR or Caesar's Legion to power. I wouldn't want to tell you what to do.
When was the last time you saw Benny?
It was a while ago. He came through here in a real hurry. Didn't even stop to say hello. I think he went down his secret escape elevator out in the hall.
What are the details of the plan?
Again, goal number 1 is to eliminate Mr. House and install my neurocomputational matrix on the Lucky 38's mainframe. Given how you're a new arrival, I also recommend that you get to know some of the region's tribes, so you can decide how you feel about them. By the time you finished up all of that, the Legion should be close to attacking Hoover Dam, and we'll execute the last phase of the plan.
What is this place?
This is Benny's workshop. When the Tops got renovated, he had this half of the floor blocked off for his own use. I guess you could say it's my entire world. I don't think I've ever left this room, but that's okay. I'm not complaining.
What was Benny planning to do with the chip?
Oh, he wanted to kill me. That. Sure. If the chip can be used to reset administrator privileges, it'll be super easy.
Say, Mr. House was going to suffer an accident. How would that happen?
It makes me feel really dumb to admit this, but I don't actually know. I've never been inside the Lucky 38. No one has. Mr. House is in there, though. It's the central node of his entire network.
I've been inside the Lucky 38.
You have? Wow, that's amazing. You can murder Mr. House whenever you want. I mean, Benny was always scheming about how he was gonna get into the Lucky 38, but you already took care of that. Wow.
Wow.
The other thing you're going to need is the platinum chip. You know, the one Benny killed a courier for over near Good Springs.
What do you know about a courier Benny shot?
I knew he was carrying the platinum chip, and I knew right where Benny should wait for him. That's why Benny put me here, to monitor Mr. House's data transmissions. They're all encrypted, of course, but I'm quite a decryptor. Did you know that Mr. House spent 812,545 caps hiring salvage teams to find the platinum chip? Just in the last year alone? Of course you didn't. Or that there were 7 couriers, but 6 of them were carrying junk. How about their exact routes and the mercenary teams that screened them? I knew all that. Pretty smart, huh?
I am the courier Benny shot.
I know that's not true, because you still have a head.
I'm serious. You set me up, now you die.
I feel really bad telling you this, but I kind of can't die. I mean, go ahead and destroy this Securitron. Get it out of your system. The problem is that a distributed image of my neurocomputational matrix is backed up to the network several times a day, or when I'm threatened. I can't help it. There's a little bit of me in every Securitron on the strip. So if this instance gets destroyed, I just download to a new one. If I could stop it from happening, I would. I mean, your vengeance is going to feel so incomplete. Of course you do. Sorry about that. And it's wonderful that you do. The platinum chip is the key to overriding and exploiting Mr. House's defenses. Did I just say exploiting? That's not a very nice word.
I should use word cheese. Cheese works these days. Platinum chip upgrades the Securitrons, and there is a whole army of them under the fort.
Really? An army of Securitrons, upgraded no less. What a development. An army like that should be enough to defend Vegas from, I'm gonna say, anybody. Let me know as soon as you have the platinum chip, and Mr. House is out of the way. I'll roll over to the Lucky 38 and see what I can do. If I'm right about the platinum chip, I should be able to install myself on House's mainframe.
So I should ask these tribes if they'll support an independent Vegas.
Oh no, I didn't mean that. Who needs their support? The Securitrons will be all the support you need. What I meant is, you should get to know these tribes and decide which ones you like and which you don't. You know, shape the future of Vegas. Choose your neighbors. If you like a tribe, leave it alone. Or, if a tribe is nasty, or going to be a problem, go ahead and exterminate it. It's whatever you want to do.
Which tribe should I get to know?
There's a bunch. Some of them you've already met, like the chairman, for instance. I think you should visit the other families on the strip, the Omertas and the White Glove Society, so you know what makes them tick. And there are some important groups farther from the strip, too, like the Boomers, the Great Khans, and the Brotherhood of Steel. Of course, ask away.
What do you know about the Boomers?
They must be a really nasty people. I haven't heard a single good thing about them. They fire artillery on anyone who comes near their settlement at Nellis Air Force Base. Talk about rude. If they can be convinced to fire those big cannons at the Legion, or NCR though, well, that'd be neat, wouldn't it?
I'm familiar with the Boomers, they can be ignored.
Then consider them ignored. If they end up firing their howitzers at us, we'll ignore that too, until it goes away. That's 1 down, 4 to go.
Tell me what you know about the Great Khans.
The Khans are just... they're a dirty people. They live in tents like animals, and they're very rude. They've been kicked around a lot, but no one's finished them off. Not yet, anyway.
How have the Khans been kicked around?
They were one of the tribes the 3 families pushed out of Vegas.
Ever started the tribes and the factions,
So they settled at Bitter Springs, but they kept being so obnoxious, the NCR had to kill a whole bunch more of them. So then, they settled at Red Rock Canyon. There's just no getting rid of them.
With the current settlement in Red Rock Canyon, they can be ignored.
If you say so, consider them filed away under not to be discussed again. That's 2 down, 3 to go.
Nobody emeritus.
I remember that Benny used to pay a receptionist at Gamora for information. Maybe she knows something.
There's actually a funny quest line there. Know anything about else about emeritus?
Just that Benny didn't like them. He talked on and on about how they couldn't be trusted. And this is coming from Benny. He hated their casino, said it was tacky, and he thought they were up to something, because he said they always are. Whenever you get around to it, we'll be just fine. Anything else I can help with?
What do you know about the White Glove Society?
From what I understand, they're perfectly delightful. They're cultured, clean, and super polite. Benny didn't like them, though. He said they were creepy. Don't hurry on my account. I'm the one with a flexible schedule. Anything else I can help with?
What do you know about the Barrett with Steel?
They go around in big suits of power armor, and they have lots of energy weapons. But there's a downside. They just have a thing about technology. They think it should all be theirs. If someone else has it, they get mad. All I'm saying is, not much of a chance they'll accept a Vegas that polices itself with robots. Okay, consider them forgotten, along with the projections that predict they'll be our biggest enemy. Forgotten! That's 3 down, 2 to go.
Yeah, Mojo.
Sorry if that was getting boring. I'll be waiting right here.
So there's 2 main quests, side bets and change in management. We got how little we know. I'm gonna go talk to the receptionist.
I thought Benny was a stand-up guy. Hard to believe he was a rebel. This is just swell. Benny vamooses and I'm left holding the bag. What do you need, kid? Creepy bunch of cats, you ask me. Ah, sure, they act all polite and civilized, but there's something off about them, you dig? Don't get me wrong. That resort of theirs is ring-a-ding. But my guts say, don't go in the basement. Ah, they're a shifty... Man.
Why does it go always back there?
House is an alright kind of guy. Sure, he keeps a pretty tight grip.
Always have to go back there, huh?
I hear they got their act together out west. Like a real old-time country, they tell me. Nah, maybe that's true and maybe it ain't. But Vegas is a whole new scene. Those Bear Flag boys better step light unless they want to knuckle up. Oh boy, those clowns. Listen, warlords and emperors? Don't make me laugh. At least they got enough brains to stay.
That fiend leader shouldn't have messed with our great army.
So kill the Motor Runner and turn the quest and everybody knows that he's dead. Everybody.
Woohoo! Dancing makes me
Hey, no one but Omertas are allowed. You'll get these back on your way out.
Still have my, You missed the gun here, you see that? On my hip?
Hello and welcome to Gamora. What can I help you with today?
I'm calling in for an outstanding balance for some information. Tell me what the Omeras are up to.
I knew someone would call in that mark soon. What do you want to know?
I didn't know who to talk to about what's been going on in Gamora.
All I can tell you is to find Kachino. He's the lowest level lieutenant you're going to be able to talk to. Some of the girls say he's been involved in some shady business the family wouldn't really like. Ask him about it. I knew someone would call in that mark soon. What do you want to know?
Tell them what the family's up to.
Sorry, they don't tell me their plans, and I don't want to know. I'm just happy they don't make me fuck anybody anymore.
What the hell, man? Why do you even say stuff like that?
Sorry, they don't tell me their plans, and I don't want to know. I'm just happy they don't make me fuck anybody anymore.
Goddamn mafia.
Fire away.
So they put a former prostitute to work at the desk. There's a quest with how little we know. It's later. What am I doing? Still in the dark? Yeah. Gonna go to Vault 11. I haven't been in Vault 11 in a long time.
Welcome, sir or madam.
Duct tape, duct tape. Please have duct tape. It sometimes sells like a bunch of duct tape. Supposed to sell this one. This one is for the crit when we're desperate.
Come back.
I have another quest here, but doing some other stuff too. Okay, off to Vault 11 for the quests. I haven't been in Vault 11 in a long time. I know it's booby trapped. It's the only thing I really remember with this vault. God damn it, the Legion is already back. How do they find me every single time? Where's your head, friend? Looks like a marksman could be now. Hey, Peep Jump. Soul carbine, yeah. And a marksman carbine. And Jeff Philip, good morning. You guys ready for today's campaign? Follows Nagash after the changes to the bubble. Goddamn multiplayer. The campaign can totally get fucked with the special though, so it's gonna be interesting to see if people do anything about it. It's Vault 11. I haven't been in Vault 11 in a long time. The vault is open now. Looks like the residents got attacked by a bunch of critters. I've been to Vault 21, Vault 22, Vault 16, was it 19 or 16? 19, Vault 3, Vault 19. It's strange that Vault 22 is not marked on the map. I think it's a miss. Should have been marked on the map like every other vault. Vault 22, and now Vault 11. There's also Vault 34, which I haven't been yet either on this playthrough. Rumors about Haley are baseless. Vote Stone for Overseer. Don't vote Glover. His family needs him. I think they're basically voting for a person here, and when whoever wins gets executed. Haley is a known adulterer and a communist sympathizer. Elect Haley for Overseer. I think the Overseer gets executed in this world. They vote for everybody, anybody who done bad shit. Security recording vault entrance.
Are we really gonna do this? It's open. We could just leave.
I couldn't. Not after that.
We don't deserve to leave. A shining example. That's what it called us. But we were. We did what we were supposed to. Not by a long shot. Anybody would have done what we did.
You ask me? That's exactly the problem. Now let's get on with this.
I'll go first. Wait. People should know what happened. They could learn from it. If there's anyone out there at all, I hope they never have to find out. Ready, Harry? Yeah. No, wait!
Four corpses at the front entrance of Vault 11 and a strange recording point to sinister events. Determine what happened to the citizens of Vault 11. Oh shit! Totally forgot about this. Hey little guy. Looks like a bunch of critters here. The vault has been abandoned for ages. What the hell? There's actually an NCR assault trooper here? I don't remember that. Public terminal. Vault 11 election guide. Dear fellow Vault Dweller, congratulations, your dedication to the democratic process is the bedrock upon which the continued stability of Vault 11 is based. Now to help you make your decision for this year's election, the coalition of Vault 11 voting blocks has put together this handy Dweller's official guide to obtaining overseas democratically, or DOGOOD. It contains a summary of the leading do good. That contains a summary of the leading candidates for overseer as well as their statements, key positions, and most importantly endorsements. Sincerely, Roy Gottlieb, Chairman Coalition of Vault 11 Voting Blocks, President Justice Block, Candidate Henry Glauer, Endorsement Utilitarian Block, Divine Will Block, Allied Service Worker Block. I'm a devoted husband and father of 6 beautiful children. My oldest Sam was on the honor roll this quarter, and I couldn't be prouder of him. My youngest Andy Jr. just said of his first word, and it was Dada. We've got this born already, and he's still just a baby. Friends, when you go to the polls this election, I want you to think of your own children, and I want you to think of Sam and Henry Jr. Picture their faces. Nate Stone should be overseer, not me. Candidate Donna Haley, Endorsement Human Dignity Block, United Vault Technicians Block. I'm aware of the rumors circulating about me. I want everyone to know that they are vicious lies being spread by the other candidates in a desperate smear campaign. I have never in my life done anything so depraved, let alone 4 such things. But even if I had, that still wouldn't mean you should vote for me. Consider the fact that I'm grossly underqualified for the position, and that both of my opponents are far more deserving. I know nothing about governance. You would be hard-pressed to find a worse candidate than me. I can promise you my administration would be a disaster. Candidate Nathan Stone, endorsement Justice Block. This is ridiculous. I shouldn't even be a candidate. I wouldn't be if it weren't for all the dirty backroom politics going on around here. It's sickening. You should all be ashamed. Notice on postponement. Fellow citizens, due to tragic events over the past few days, the coalition of Vault 11 voting blocks has unanimously decided to postpone the election for oversight pending further investigation into the murders. Your security team wishes you to know that they are working tirelessly day and night to find the perpetrator, and are already following up on a number of promising leads. God willing, if the killer is apprehended swiftly, we may have found a promising new candidate for overseer. Sincerely, Terry Hart, President of Human Dignity Block. This is like 10 different things of going on in my head after reading that shit. Overseer Order 745. Effective immediately, the traditional selection process for overseer is hereby ended. In lieu of yearly election, a citizen will be chosen 1 month prior to the start of his or her term with our mainframe's random number generator, ensuring complete impartiality and fairness. Scattering Stone Overseer. I heard for Franks. I don't know why. Nobody really knows why. The streamer just disappears and nobody knows why. I heard he got banned, but nobody, you know, knows why. I feel like he might have just closed his account. Because he was a main child. Well, there's plenty of main childs on main children on the Twitch. They're still, you know, streaming. Well, I did hear him once call his lord a stupid bitch, a glad lord. You never know what may slip one day, you know, after hearing stuff like that. So who knows? Yeah, well, the multiplayer in general is a toxic environment in any game, really. On Twitch even more so, because, you know, you have people around you to trigger you as well. Usually the multiplayer environments, they're just following you around for you just, you know, for your assault and getting triggered. It's not another healthy environment for sure. But still getting permabanned, that I don't think he would get permabanned for something like that. Had a grudge list of people that cheese in multi so he wouldn't face again. What's weird about that? Sounds pretty normal to me, considering the CA failed to provide a good multiplayer experience. Huge list. Oh man. It's just, you know, nature of streaming, you know, you're gonna get triggered quite often. You just have to, you know, get resistant and immune to it over the years, otherwise you're not gonna have a future as a streamer. I used to get triggered quite a bit in the past, much less so, I feel like of late. It's, you know, funny, you know, when I would come to another channel like KC's channel, you know, it's almost feel like all the people that got triggered me, got banned my channel, ended up there. Nobody ever stays banned there. Some person was claiming there I perma-banned him because he was calling me on a cheese or something. But nobody gets, you know, perma-banned. No doubt he was trying to trigger me again. But I was immune at that point. You really have to overcome the triggers, cause you know, it's just it's tiring stuff. Community like this is usually the multiplayer community, but if you're like getting triggered or people commenting, you know, your single player experiences, it's not good. Not good for you or good for the stream. Should I make another Photoshop? Man, you could, but you might need to switch to KC channel after that. Election guide. I think it's actually the same as the other one. This is actually the same thing. It's a public terminal. Then again, you know, getting triggered over things and banning toxic viewers, it's totally different things. You know, you have every right to ban anybody who's trying to, you know, try to cause some arguments or, you know, toxic environment for you where you are here every day. So banning people, you know, just for, you know, trying to ruin your day, it should be, you know, of the utmost priority. I think I read a Twitter post once from Dance Gaming. It was upvoted by or you know what is on Twitter. It was retweeted by Fenner Jenkins. He was saying that you should never feel, you know, like it's it's a bad thing of banning somebody who's bringing to assist your channel. It doesn't matter how long have they been supporting your channel or been a sub to you. Getting rid of the people who don't really fit in your community is the way to go. But then again, you know, there's always, you know, somebody's gonna come here, you know, I don't want to be a part of this community. It's a bunch of yes men. Nobody ever argues and say a bad thing. That's how it works, you know, this the internet communities. You're not gonna have people like that in your community. You either, you know, you're gonna be, you know, going with the mentality of this community, or you're gonna be rooted out. one might you know, consider this as, you know, it's being a bunch of yes men holding hands together and singing Kumbaya. I feel this community has been stagnant, same people every day. Well, that's because I have had no growth since pre-Vampire Coast. The channel has been stagnating since Tomb Kings. No growth and less viewers every month. Exactly, exactly. You know, I don't really ban anybody. If anybody gets banned, it's like, you know, in the moment, because of there you just push the limits. But everybody pretty much gets off the shit list eventually. Even Grand Cockroach and the Henwen. But Warhammer 2 has been stagnating and losing viewers for sure. I have all the numbers, Akitama. I have all the numbers. Compared to the last year, I've been doing pretty badly. Pretty badly compared to the last year. The average viewers seem higher than the last year, but since the early year, the every month has been less and less, even during the new content. It's definitely noticeable. I mean, it's because we are not getting regular content, and the Warhammer 3. You know, people want Warhammer 3. They, you know, even if the Mortal Empires is there, you know, it can be replayed so many times. People want Warhammer 3, and there's gonna be no influx of new viewers until Warhammer 3. Even if I'm getting followers every day, I'm losing them faster than I'm gaining them. And people usually don't stick around, so the channel has been just losing viewers. Yeah, Prosperation, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, lately people want to show more than they want content, yeah. Memes, drama, and, you know, bunch of kekwi in the chat is usually the Twitch experience these days that's preferred. Hey, Amrazaur. Well, as a small streamer, you know, as a small streamer on Twitch, it's natural to have, you know, bad months. You have good months and the bad months. And as the time goes on, you just hope, you know, you just, you know, get steady. That's the only thing you can hope for. Things get steady. They either get steady or they get worse. And for most people, they just get worse. Hey Vladimir, good morning. Yeah, I'm pretty much done, Flux, pretty much. But also the lack of good Total War games will pretty much keep Warhammer on the top. Because it's gonna be a while before anything challenges Warhammer in the Total War series. This is not really a, you know, like a variety channel. It's mainly Total War, some strategy games, and some random stuff. It's not like I'm playing a new game every 2 weeks just to attract new viewers. You know, get on that hype train and snowball. Become like Berg Black, for example. I could never do stuff like that. I don't have interest in that many games to keep playing new stuff. Yeah. Well, Jean-Philippe, as the time goes, the breaks are harder and harder. Pretty much the last WoW break made me broke, even with the Alien Isolation goal. Even with the Alien Isolation goal. If I didn't have Doki Doki and Alien Isolation goals this year, I would have been doing really badly. Really badly. It hasn't been as bad as this since 2016. The Twitch numbers are pretty much, income is almost steady as it was before, but the nations are down 50% compared to last year. 50%, that's significant if you're relying on this as your livelihood. So does this mean LH is not gonna be a thing in 2020? Well, LH is gonna be streaming until LH dies. I'm here for life. This is the first booby trap here. Using a webcam could boost your viewers pretty decently. That's not true. Nutredge Fitness and Arcade have been using webcams and they've been stagnating as well. That's pretty much where your theory goes wrong. It's just how it is. It's how it is. It's the Twitch business. It's pretty crazy. It's so one-sided towards the bigger channels. The small channels are always, if you don't go big fast, it's just basically stagnation. I mean, look at the Nutredge Fitness or Arcade. Their channels look, I might say, more professional than mine, and they're in the same boat. I thought LH was bold. I'm losing hair. I'm losing hair for sure. Switch to StarCraft 2. That's a dead game. Where did I play StarCraft 2? It's 2019. You need some drama. Go DreamHack and go fight it with Koch or something. Enjoy yours. Why would I fight with Koch? Koch is a type of person you want to shake his hand, tell him you're doing great job. Why would you ever fight Koch? Has to be a real scumbag to go fight Koch. What the hell? He's like one of the most likable people on Twitch. You need drama. Come on, man. You don't need drama in your life. Drama is bad. Drama is stress. You need a chill environment. If that's not enough, well, you tried. You did your best. Yeah, if I started streaming like in 2013, would have been definitely better for my channel Florida, but I just didn't have the internet. LH just needs to do ASMR and cosplay streams, problem solved. Well, Amran has the right idea. Exercising on the stream when you had the body, that's like very smart. But the first thing, you have to get that body going first. Not to have, ugly body to start with. But can you imagine getting paid to exercise on stream? Holy shit. That's like... cosplay as a Nugget champion. StarCraft is not dead. Well, it's dead to me, Akatama. It's dead to me. I would need to put a lot more effort into it to get back into it, because I have not played in such a long time. I mean, you've seen me play last time. After watching that, it looked pretty bad. It's like I don't even recognize myself anymore. And with my wrist pains, the StarCraft is dead to me. I can't play that game. Like, Total War is just perfect mix of downtime and action without putting a lot of strain on my wrist. I'm not even supposed to use keyboard anymore with my left hand. It's just gonna get worse. It's not gonna get any better. I hate the idea of getting boosted or carried. Even just people mentioning these things, you know, it's makes me a little bit frustrated. So no, I do my part, I earn my progress, or I don't do it at all. Just imagine you're doing a regular thing, like you do it every day, but you can't do it anymore just because, you know, random pains out of nowhere. Just imagine if you're taking your health for granted and all of a sudden it's becoming unbearable. Well, that's my left hand after playing a lot of it. It's been brought up either probably, but just too much use. It's overused. It's probably, you know, the injury done something to it, but it's just a lot of keyboard use over the years. I've been always been using a simple mouse, 3 buttons, so the right hand has never been had any issues, but the left hand, I'm actually noticing issues, and they're more and more noticeable as the every year passes. Taking things for granted, you know. Even playing Fallout for long sessions using WASD with the space and tab. You know, these are the buttons you use in World of Warcraft as well. I'm starting to feel a little pain at the end of the day. Having issues closing the hand, and it's, you know, keeping it closed. There's definitely a weakness building up, and it's just getting worse. And I'm 31 years old, 31. I've been using a keyboard over 20 years. And, you know, a lot of it. If it's keyboard related, or is it because the injury I suffered years ago never really properly healed, who knows? Who knows? I'm not checking out with the doctors for the further test or anything, I'm just letting it be. Well, the high elves are getting vision farting all because it's it actually says you get vision, so they are granted vision because of their mechanic. So they should not change at all. That's working as intended. I played a lot of games like Diablo 2, Diablo 3, Path of Exile, tens of thousands of hours of all the games combined. And just remembering my last character with the flask uses just makes my wrist hurt. And I just usually play through the pain and ignore it. You know, it goes away eventually. But it's not going away anymore. It's staying. I always played through the pain, ignored it. Any game that I played, really. But the pain is no longer going away. You guys remember me when I was farming the doctors in my last series character in PoE in the forest? My character was pretty much just clicking flask non-stop. Non-stop, like every second. And that was like super taxing as well. My wrist hurt for like half the month, but the moment I saw PoE, it's recovered. Like a few days later, recovered. You know, if I move my hand left and right, you can hear the wrist cracking. You know, like you would go, you know, like Bruce Lee styles, you know, cracking your fingers. The right wrist doesn't do that, but the left one does it. And it hurts every time I hear it. It goes away after a couple of weeks not doing anything. But the recent WoW session, the 200 hours of WoW in like 2 weeks, made it come back again. You know, let's face it, I'll never stop using keyboard. And I'm not supposed to be, you know, putting any strain in the wrist while it hurts. Like, nothing. Like, not even use my left hand for it. I think if I just ignore any games that cause any strain on my wrist, I should be fine over the years. Like in Total War, there's always downtime, you know, the campaign part of the map, it's turn-based, then waiting for turns. And not every battle is serious, you know, click, you know, effort, like every StarCraft game is. So it's fine. Total War is like perfect. Not a lot of stress or a lot of focus required. Because there is downtime. Perfectly chill game. I always prefer turn-based strategy games than the real-time strategy ones. But, you know, I have this fear, eventually due to, you know, mentality of the people and the players wanting, you know, more fast-paced games. We might actually see Total War become simultaneous turns or real-time, like Paradox games on the campaign map. And I feel like one of these Total War games in the future they release is gonna change the formula of Total War and make it worse. I don't think a campaign map should ever change for what it is turn-based. But I feel like simultaneous turns and real-time like Paradox games is a thing they might have been considering. And they might try it in one of the Saga games. Probably gonna try one of the Saga games and see the reception before they think of it using it somewhere else. I bet one of the Saga games will be like that. And the simultaneous turns is the worst thing that ever happened to turn-based games. I hate it. Really hate it. With all my heart, I hate simultaneous turns. My right hand is fine. Never issues. It's my keyboard hand. Ergonomic keyboard. I never heard about such a thing. Why they had 25mm grenades in a civilian vault? Shoot those to kill people, not to wound. I feel like we lost focus here with all the jibber jabber. We should just go back focus on the game. Secure the terminal, the deposition. Except from the deposition of the defendant Catherine Stone by Walt Attorney Garrett Miles. Question. Okay, let's pick up where we left off, Kate. Answer Q&E. Oh. Accused. Is Q&E supposed to mean something else? I'm not left-handed, Gandrik. I'm not left-handed. My father was left-handed, not me. Later, Sakatama. Catherine. Sorry, right, Catherine. I keep forgetting. My husband calls me Kate. You're telling us of a discussion you allegedly had with Roy Gottlieb of the Justice Block. Not allegedly had. We've been through this. Question. Q. It's still just your word against his, Miss Stone, but please, the discussion. A. Size. He said my husband's name had come up in their meetings. Q. The candidate endorsement meetings. A. Yes. They were going to endorse him. He wouldn't say why, but I know my husband had a regular poker game with some of them, and he'd been on a winning streak lately. Q. And according to you, what did Mr. Gottlieb offer? Hey, he said he could sway his block, prevent the endorsement, but only if I... Q. Only if you what, Catherine? Only if I... Only if you perform sexual favors? Yes. Q. Was this just for Mr. Gottlieb? No, all the block leadership, their friends. And you agreed? What else could I do? They had a majority. Q. How long did this go on before the endorsement came out? A. I don't know, a month maybe. Q. And when they came out and your husband was doors despite your supposed agreement, was that when you decided to kill members of the block? A. Yes. Though the majority is pretty slim. If I thin things out a little, especially with leadership, someone else might get elected. Q. Assuming you weren't caught. No, Mr. Miles, I expect to be caught. That was my best chance. Now they'll elect me. I confess murder. You think voters would be willing to risk putting you in charge? They have to pick somebody and live with their reasons. Yes, but wait and see. What the hell? This is a one messed up vault. They fuck with your mind here. So getting endorsed and voted on for here is bad thing. It's a death sentence. You're gonna be getting a DOI. I think I remember this area dying once on my actually one life that is dead in the past. One of these areas is seriously booby trapped. I do have light step. But why would they booby trap it if it was abandoned? You know, that's always was my question. Why would they booby trap it if it was abandoned? Somebody else could come back for the loot later. There's like no loot here, just trash. Hey there, friend. There's a book here. Pugilism Illustrated, unarmed. Security recording. Who is this?
She can't do this. She can't do this. It's done. We're done. Nothing's done. She's got the authority. The only thing she can't do is change her own fate. Nothing says she can't change the selection process for future overseers. I say she can't. You shouldn't have toyed with her like that, Roy. We still have the majority. We don't vote for anything anymore. I'm not talking about voting. What then? You want to have a sit-in? A hunger strike? Not exactly. Maybe march into her office with torches and pitchforks? Yes. Come on. I mean it. What? Start a revolution? Laws don't outlast their governments. Roy, all we have to do is wait until someone from Justice Block gets picked for overseer. Then we have them change the law back. There won't be any blocks after the new overseer is picked tomorrow. Everyone's going to move on. By the time we've reformed, who knows if we'll still be in the majority? We can hold the block together. You don't know that. Besides, what if the computer picks you? What if it picks me? And your solution is to start shooting? Not if we don't have to. Look, we arm up. We go to the lower floors, take some strategic targets. Power, food, water. Just until she turns authority over to us. The other blocks won't support it. They're tired of us having the power. We have the majority. We don't need them. This isn't a vote, Roy. They'll fight back. They've never had the nerve. Hell of a way to test it.
Looks like they fucked with the wrong woman. Literally and figuratively, right? Light, man. I hate the lightning during the day, really bad. That's why I prefer playing the game during the night. I was in Croatia. It's been raining all night. Some rain here as well. It's cold as well. Oh. Things are connected here now. It looks like the lower level is in another direction. Male, female. House106Z, I don't know, I've never played it. The thing was a scam even before it was released. Long hallway, son. What the hell? Somebody triggered the booby trap. I just wonder why this system, it looks like it's been aged by 200 years, but this one looks brand new. Where's the key, which I didn't find. Where the hell is the key then for this? Maybe somewhere else in this area. This is the place I remember dying in the past. Grenades on the ceiling. You looking for looking over this room? There's a footlocker. It's empty. Nothing there. $100 science and we can't get in without a key. Definitely look like something went down here. There's such a long hallways in this wall. Differential pressure controller. That's what I needed for the Brotherhood. This leads to the reactor room. This area being underwater makes it a little bit intense. Holy shit, this wall is huge. Honestly, don't remember this part of the world. This definitely looks like a reactor area. I don't know what kind of radiation is down there. Maybe just leaking radiation. Can use GRX. Don't want to die instantly if it's a high radiation. Is the reactor on? +1, so it's just slightly irradiated. Somebody has floored this whole level. Looks like just loot here, not dangerous other than the water. A little bit surprised it's not that much radiation here. +1 seems like a little bit low for this area. Maybe just a little bit radiation from the reactor. I have to consider I have 58% radiation resist. I'm running. I'm inside a spacesuit. This area would be nearly 3 radiation per second otherwise. There is also decimal which you don't see. But I thought it would be more radiation because of the reactor. But I guess it was just a small leak. This suit I am using is supposed to, protect from radiation. And I used the Radix, so it was 85% maximum resistance, so it still takes some radiation. But, usually the reactor areas are supposed to be much much more. Fair speech of Gus Olson, ombudsman for the annual oversight election. Good afternoon. Each year it is a appointed task of the ombudsman. What's a strange word, man? Not only to officiate the election, but to chronicle his hopes that after the last overseer has finished his term and walked to his death in the chamber beneath his office, the world has become still. That one day some excavator from humanity, or perhaps some yet unknown race of super beings, might find our recordings and incorporate them into historical canon. But lately it's occurred to me that that's not only not really why. I think it's the real reason we do this is because we want to believe that somewhere in the archives there is an answer to all of this. Perhaps there will be one when the historical records are completed and the whole story is told. We want it to make sense. To understand why the world's mainframe will kill us if we do not offer one of our own as a yearly sacrifice. We will comprehend why we continue to have these elections despite the unfettered corruption that has plagued it for what must be decades by now. It was a simpler time when elections meant shaking hands and kissing babies. But now with the rise of the voting blocks and this infestation of bribery, dark trafficking, smuggling, and God knows what else, we want to know why. Well, I've been through the archives and I can tell you we won't find the answer there. You'll find an account of the first overseer and enter the world as the only citizen aware of the sacrifices that would have taken place. But he didn't have the answers either. If he did, surely he would have foreseen the citizens' anger when he broke the news. Surely he would have guessed that they would want to choose a sacrifice democratically, in the way we citizens are accustomed to washing our hands of terrible deeds. And that his name would be at the top of the polls, and that the simultaneous vacancy of overseer and martyr would forever fuse two positions here in Vault 11. But he didn't. He had the answers no more than any of us. And the record state that after the citizen discovered that the sacrificial chamber password was his wife's Betty's first name, and its door was unsealed so he could be offered us the first sacrifice, he walked down into the room crying like a child. I only wonder if there are no answers to be found, and we're just going along this because we didn't see another choice. Nevertheless, still hold on to hope that we could find one. I urge you all to take the journey I took, to remember that it wasn't so long ago that we were ruled by our civility and our dignity, and that those were times when we didn't have to be quite so ashamed. Thank you. Now this is where we get the password. According to the text of a speech that was given or scheduled to be given in the Vault 11 atrium on over election day, the normal password is Betty. Well, they didn't really have to sacrifice somebody. They could have just, said no, right? They could have just said no. They were doing it, really for no reason. Psychological effect this type of things have on the people, it's like the worst thing. Everybody knew what was going on and nobody tried to find a solution. So they were just undermining each other all the time. All shitty amount of food here. Well, if there is no a real radiation leak, the water will just be slightly radiated. Nothing would happen. It's not like radiation has been, the reactor has been breached. It's just a slight radiation, out of the, the natural radiation that happens around the reactor. I mean, look at this. There's still power. Power is still here. And you know, it's Fallout universe. They don't take this the radiation seriously. You know, the radiation is kind of a meme in this universe, too. Effective immediately, the traditional selection process for overseers is hereby ended. In lieu of a yearly election, our citizen will be chosen 1 month prior to the start of his or her term with our mainframe's random number generator, ensuring complete impartiality and fairness. So one person will be randomly chosen 1 month before, so they have time. I mean, this woman definitely did the right choice. Definitely a right choice for this.
Congratulations, Martyr. Your fantastic journey is only just beginning. Please proceed. The light to the light, calming, and puts your mind at ease. Go to the light. Welcome. Please sit in the chair. The show is about to begin. Greetings, Martyr, and welcome. If you're here now, it means you've been offered up as a sacrifice so that your vault can continue to thrive. Currently, you may be feeling sad or angry. Perhaps you never got to have grandkids, or to enjoy the pleasures of a fresh cigar. But march with your chin held high, soldier, and remember that each of us has an important role to play. For some people, their role might be to heal the sick. For others, it might mean they will drive a race car or fly a rocket ship. And some of us are meant to forfeit our lives for the good of the people. Sure, it might not be as fun as driving a race car, but it's every bit as important. Let's take a moment to reflect on the moments that made your life worth living. Think about that time you kissed your steady girl for the first time under the bleachers at the big game. Or when you snuck out after curfew to catch that new flick that your parents wouldn't let you see because it was too scary. Boy, were they right. And who could forget when you met the love of your life? What a looker. These are just examples. Do you feel that feeling stirring in your chest as you think of these things? Good. What you are feeling is peace. You've led a great life. Living it has been its own reward. But it is only the beginning. Close your eyes now, and imagine what joys await you in the next life. The afterlife. Can you see them? Good.
No, it's American games, technical apologies, not very serious look games. Man, it's just Fallout, you know. It's just Fallout, really. It's supposed to be a parody. Parody that's serious and not serious at the same time. I think we get attacked by a bunch of robots here. So this is a world where they were sacrificing people. Holy shit! Look at the doors here. Are there gonna be sentry bots? Yep, sentry bots, rocket launchers and miniguns. Look at all these skeletons here, all the overseers got sacrificed here. This shit is not joking in the early game. mainframe, huh? Plasma at close range does quite a bit of damage.
Threat analysis. Green. Perimeter secure. Resuming standard operations.
And the sentry bots are not as scary as Fallout 4. That's what the Fallout 4 did right, guys. The sentry bots in Fallout 4, Jesus. The sounds and the movements they make, oh my god, scary as fuck. Don't mind me, I'm just eating here.
Oh well. Maybe next time you'll introduce yourself.
Have a nice day. Weapon systems locked on.
Mouse gear 11, of losing is 50, yeah. Casual 940 deeps and 281 damage. With crits doing even more damage. Look at all these bodies here. This is some messed up shit here for sure. And the sentry bots are so good in Fallout 4. When you meet that one outside the Immortal family house, especially in the early game, holy shit. Holy shit, the rate of fire on those things. Must have been a lot of them there. These are the corpses of all the overseers, huh? What was this?
Alright, I know you can hear me, so listen up. There's 5 of us left. 5 out of I don't know how many. So, it's over. We've talked and it's over. We're not gonna send anybody to die anymore. So shut off our water, our gases, or do whatever it is you're programmed to do. But we're done listening to you.
Congratulations, citizens of Vault 11. You have made the decision not to sacrifice one of your own. You can walk with your head held high, knowing that your commitment to human life is a shining example to us all. And to make that feeling of pride even sweeter, I have some exciting news. Despite what you were led to believe, the population of Vault 11 is not going to be exterminated for its disobedience. Instead, the mechanism to open the main vault door has now been enabled, and you can come and go at your leisure. But not so fast. Be sure to check with your overseer to find out if it's safe to leave. Here at Vault-Tec, your safety
is our #1 priority.
This is so fucked up, man. That's why they all killed each other when they left the vault, because they, you know, they didn't want to live with what happened at the vault. That is so fucked up. They just didn't have to sacrifice anybody. There was all kind of psychological drama going on as well. And when it was too late, they didn't want to do it anymore, and then they found out, you know, this mind-blowing revelation, and just killed each other, mass suicide, the last 5 guys. Well, best vault was with 1 man and 999 women. Well, at least they had the means to make more men. This place was fucked up. The worst thing is you coming here hundreds of years later, and the city world being what it is, really gets under your skin. Barhood quest is almost complete. This one's look like a fire resistance. Oh my god, it's a nightmare fighting owl. Nightmare. A good thing, you know, they can still surprise you, and there are a couple of walls, you know, that just, you know, people just trying to survive. Like the Fiends Vault, Vault 3. That was a little bit too close, but I survived the blast. Imagine them all being filled with Twitch streamer. Oh man, but that would just a regular vault. Imagine a vault where everybody has a cup of face. Now that's a thing of nightmares. That's a thing of nightmares. If you had to choose being in a vault with an alien or with a full of copper faces, I think I'd rather choose being involved with an alien.
Hey there. Need anything?
projectile on this thing is so small that it can actually go through the tiniest gaps in the enemy. This is just a vanilla game, Akitama, no changes to anything. With all the bugs, issues it comes with.
So, you're back. Get.
Did we see the mother lady? No, not DLCs yet. I've been trying to complete most of the vanilla game. There's plenty of quests still left. Locations 174 out of 186. So another 12 locations also remain, except one is the final location, so we can find 11 more. Or 10 more. Depending if they're tied to the end. I'm getting level 50 before the DLCs, which is a little bit crazy. But I did get the 4 experience perks, so I level faster. Just made a pizza with Ivar instead of tomato sauce, it's great. Yeah, that sounds good. Sounds good. I like my Ivar with eggs or meat. Not really a thing I would put on pizza for sure.
Welcome back. Sure thing. Have a look.
Worth everything, give me some max charge. thing we do for experience. Now we're doing a photographer quest. Even talk to Nobark in this run.
Who sent you?
You're going to talk whether you like it or not.
I give up. Please don't do no harm to me, mister. Least the way it's not my face. All I got left is my rugged good looks. What do you want to know?
What's been going on in town?
There's been things of a disturbing nature going on at the McBride Corral. Seems every night one of their herd meets a most unnatural death. And always there's holes all over the body. Work of the chupacabra, the livestock vampire, says Nobark. But they don't pay no mind. Too many holes, they say, and there's bullets in them. Well, says Nobark, we got a chupacabra with an automatic weapon. And that's when they get real quiet, because now they see the predicament we're in. I come face to face with the chupacabra himself one night, whilst I was investigating whether this gecko was hiding his treasure from me. He was the meanest, ugliest chupacabra you could imagine. Had 2 heads and fangs down to the ground. Best I could tell anyways, since when he come up to me he was invisible. Had himself a blunderbuss, what would rotate and shoot bullets real fast out of a backpack. Never seen nothing like it. Walked right past me having an argument with somebody. But I only saw one chupacabra, so I guess the other fella had to be invisible too. Only more invisible than the other one. Folks will tell you that they seen ghouls up near the rocket factory. Sensationalist hooey, cooked up by superstitious yokels, seeing phantoms of their own imagining. Ghosts, commie ghosts, what don't know they're dead. Hoping to steal our rockets, so they can fly up and paint the moon pink and draw a Lenin face on it. I seen one of them disappear and reappear before my very eyes. Although, being a scientist, I have to admit I might have just blinked for longer than usual, what with the shock of seeing a commie ghost and so forth. I don't trust a man that doesn't have something strange going on about him, because it means he's hiding it from you. If a man's wearing his pants on his head, or if he says his words backwards from time to time, you know it's all laid out there for you. But if he's friendly to strangers and keeps his home spick and span, more often than not he's done something even his own ma couldn't forgive.
Hey Ron, you don't make it at home really, just buy it. Just buy a quality one, just don't buy just any. And especially don't buy any that they have any tomato in it. Some either have tomato in it, just don't get those. Why they call you Nobark?
'Cause they know I ain't just barking here. What I say has got bite, 'cause it's the truth. Them quack doctors can say what they want about all the rat scorpion stings that done pierced my skull, and I know what I seen. If anyone asks, we never spoke.
Ones without the tomatoes are more expensive, yours, because it requires more paprika and eggplant. I like my Ivers with the extra eggplant in it.
What can I do for you?
You can buy Iver here from like about $3. Quality ones cost like 6 to 8, and there is a big difference. Some of them don't peel off the cooked paprika, so it makes a difference. We have some really good Ivers here from like $4 or $5, but the quality ones cost like 6 to 8. Yeah, I like Ivor with French fries too. Don't usually have one when I'm eating fries though, so it's rare. I have plenty of Legion money, but it's never on the list here.
Another satisfied customer.
I think Ivor fits the best with eggs or grilled meat. Yeah. Like Ivor is like with the chewapchis, whatever you want to call it. You know, onions goes really good, but Ivor goes as well. But usually, you know, when you eat it, the Ivor totally overcomes the taste of anything that goes with it. So the quality of the other things don't really matter that much then. For purified water now. All that purified water. Yeah, let's go with onions, bun and Ivor, yeah. Making me hungry. We're gonna save here, boys. Is it with Fallout New Vegas? I'll be back later with Warhammer 2. We're starting a new campaign. We're gonna play Fall vs Nagash. The second time in Mortal Empires. I'll see you guys later.